I want to thank each and every one of you, people behind me, for taking this day, for making this trip to Harrisburg. Let's make some noise for that. And I also want to take a quick moment to give thanks to Senator Katie Muth, who will be speaking later. I also want to thank Senator Rosemary Brown here on my right, who is a co-sponsor of Senator Muth's Moratorium bill, making this a truly bipartisan bill. And it gives me great pleasure to also introduce Rep. Jamie Walsh here on my left. And some really fantastic news to share today is that Rep. Walsh, who has to step out and do the normal legislative business right now, but he has announced today that he has put forward a co-sponsor memo for a companion bill to Senator Muth's 3-year moratorium in the House. Okay, so people from communities across Pennsylvania on the front lines of this data center fight have gathered here today for the very first time. Let's do a show of hands. Who's here from Western Pennsylvania? Central Pennsylvania? Northeastern PA? And how about Southeastern? For the past year, Pennsylvanians have been waking up to plans that have been laid and backroom deals made by data center developers and those in power right here in this capital. Plans to turn thousands of acres of agricultural land into heavy industrial zone. Plans to put hyperscale data centers and industrial backup generators near backyards and schoolyards. Plans to build hundreds of miles of high-voltage transmission lines, destroying view sheds and forests, and making homes worthless and no longer livable. Plans to push our electrical grid to its very limits. And when that's not enough, build their own generating facilities, predominantly from fracked gas. So not only do communities have the data centers forced on them, but polluting power plants as well. But we know their plan now. These tech bros are coming for our land, our water, our energy for their own gain and their dreams of a so-called AI revolution, with no regard for our communities and our environment. But the people are fighting back. We are saying hell no. We are showing up again and again, packing municipal meetings to overflowing when data centers are on the agenda. We are educating ourselves and others on the unacceptable, unmitigated, unnecessary, and unwanted harms they bring. We are organizing. We are speaking up. We are united across Pennsylvania, across the political spectrum, in strong opposition to this proposed AI data center build-out. But ordinary people doing ordinary things right now, standing up to these tech and energy giants, should not be necessary. We need our elected officials to serve and protect us and to stand up. We need these elected officials to do their job, and that is why we are here today. So we're going to hear now from some of the leaders in this data center fight in Pennsylvania. And to start us off, it gives me a lot of pleasure to introduce from Western Pennsylvania, Megan McDonough, who is our State Director for Food and Water Watch Pennsylvania. So buckle up, Megan's got some things to say.
Got to move the mic down. I might be a little short here, but I promise I am mighty. My name is Megan McDonough. I'm the Pennsylvania Director for Food and Water Watch. I am also a lifelong resident of Southwest Pennsylvania. I am a mother, I am a grandmother, and like many of the people here behind me and in front of me, I am fed up. I'm here today because across Southwest Pennsylvania, communities are being hunted. Not consulted, not respected, not protected, hunted. We saw it firsthand in Springdale, where a massive data center proposal caught residents completely off guard. One day people were living their lives, and the next they were being told that their town had already been lined up for a project they never asked for. They never consented to it, and they barely had time to understand it. And let's be honest about how that happened. It happened because while residents were working, raising kids, paying bills, caring for aging parents, and trying to survive, lawmakers in this building, like Rep. Steele and Josh Shapiro and his former administrative staffers who went to work for private companies in the data center industry, along with other industry insiders, were having conversations behind closed doors. Deals were being made, promises being whispered, communities were being sized up like real estate on a spreadsheet. And Springdale became one of the first green lights in Pennsylvania, not because the people demanded it, but because the people were kept in the dark. That is not democracy, that is a betrayal. And sadly, we know that Springdale is not the end of it. It was the warning shot. That was the first moment we knew what was coming. We know Toby Rice in the oil and gas industry has been buying up land across multiple counties in my area. We know the infrastructure is being mapped out. We know the same industries that poisoned our air, fracked our land, threatened our water, and treated our communities like sacrifice zones are now trying to rebrand themselves as the engine that will run big tech. Let this be everyone's warning now. They are not here to innovate. They are here to extract. They want our land, they want our water, they want our electricity, they want us and our local governments out of the way. And they want working people to pay the price while they cash the checks. And I know this playbook because I've lived it. My kids have lived it, and I'll be damned if my granddaughter lives it. Almost a decade ago, in my own backyard, one of the new players to the game in this tech game that we see is Invenergy LLC. They tried to force a frack gas power plant into Elizabeth Township, right into my backyard. They came in with the same exact promises, the same pressure, the same arrogance, the same assumption that regular people would get tired, get confused, get scared, and give up. But we didn't give up. We fought them. We organized, we showed up, we learned zoning, we learned procedure, we learned how to read the fine print they hoped we would never understand. And we beat them. 3 times we beat them. And now Invenergy is back with more proposals. The same proposals I carried my baby girl into meetings about years ago, who is standing right there, 14 years old today. The oil and gas industry is circling again. The data center industry is coming fast, and they think because they changed the name of the project, changed the sales pitch, and added some shiny words about technology, we won't recognize the same old threat. But we do. Because we know the game has not changed. It never does with these guys. They hide the impacts, they rush the process, they court politicians, they divide communities, they promise jobs, they downplay pollution, they dismiss us residents. They tell us it is already a done deal and then expect us to be grateful for whatever damage they leave behind. That is what happens when industry gets the red carpet and residents get the barricades. That is what happens when lawmakers listen to lobbyists before they listen to the people who actually live here. This is what happens when the public is always the last to know and the first to suffer. So let me be very clear, and I'm sure the people behind me and in front of me will agree, we are not confused. We are not overreacting. We are not anti-progress. We are anti-corruption. We are anti-secrecy, we are anti-sacrifice zone, we are anti-being told that billionaire tech bros deserve more protection than the people who drink the water, breathe the air, pay the taxes, and live with the consequences. Representing Southwest Pennsylvania, I'm here to say Southwest Pennsylvania has had enough. We have given enough. We have given our land to coal, we have given our air to coke plants, we have given our water and our health, and for some of us, the lives of our children to fracking. Look no further than the Southwest Pennsylvania childhood cancer crisis to see exactly what we've given, which to this day still goes ignored by our governor, who doesn't even have the common decency to meet with these families. Now they want us to hand data centers powered by frack gas and call it the future. Nope, that's not the future we're fighting for. The future we're fighting for belongs to the people who live here. It belongs to the families in Springdale and Homer City. It belongs to the residents in Rostraver and Smithton, Elizabeth Township, and the Mon Valley. It belongs to communities across Allegheny, Westmoreland, Washington, Fayette, Beaver, Indiana, and every county being targeted behind closed doors. And this time we are ready. We know their tactics, we know their lawyers, we know their lobbyists, and we know their consultants. We know the language they use to make destruction sound harmless, and we know how to fight back. So the lawmakers in this building hear us clearly. We are not here to make nice. We are not here to beg. We are not here to plead for scraps of protection after the deals have already been made. We are here as residents, we are here as taxpayers, we are here as parents, workers, neighbors, organizers, and everyday people of this Commonwealth, and we are here to demand what should have already been done. A real moratorium. That means real protection, real transparency, and to defend our local control, because we know the people in this building won't do it unless we force them to. Not these false solutions, fake moratoriums like the one being voted on by the House today, and performative bills that do nothing for residents of this state. That is what we demand. We are reading every bill, we are watching every vote, and we are not going away. Pennsylvania is not for sale. Southwest Pennsylvania is not for sale. Our future is not for sale. And if big tech, oil and gas, and every politician carrying their water wants a fight, then they pick the wrong people to mess with. Because I know of no more stronger, more resilient humans than those that exist within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So when they ask us what we want, we say a moratorium. When they ask us when do we want it, we say now. And when they ask what happens if they ignore us, we tell them to look around. This is what happens. We show up, we get louder, we get stronger, and we do not stop until every sellout in this building understands that Pennsylvania belongs to the people, not big tech. Yeah! No. Not big tech, not big tech, nor their bro squad, and not the cowards in this building cutting deals behind closed doors. It's ours. And we will bring this fight to their doors just like they did ours. Yep. Thank you very much today, Pennsylvania.
I told you it'd be good. I now have the pleasure of introducing Kelly Donia, Yes, from East Whiteland Township, my neighbor in Chester County. Kelly's going to tell us what's going on there.
And thank you. Wow. Thank you. I just want to say thank you because behind me, around me, are fellow citizens that support my same fears, my same struggles, and coming together here in the Commonwealth. Can we break that word down? Commonwealth. That means that we all should have wealth, not that our wealth should be taken by a select few. We are part of the Pennsylvania Commonwealth. And as I got involved in this, I'm in East Whiteland Township. We're about 30 miles east of Philadelphia, smack dab 30 miles west of Lancaster. Yeah, East Whiteland in the house. And we have a developer who's trying to build a big data center, 1.6 million square feet, in the middle of a densely populated area. We have 3 schools that border this data center. We have 750 homes minimum. It's right across from me. Oh, and there's a nature trail that borders it as well. So what I think happened, and Megan alluded to this prior, is I think years ago, without us even knowing, people got together and they cross-referenced. Where's the Superfund sites? Where are the power hookups? Where are the townships with really bad ordinances and no laws? Let's cross-reference all of that, and bingo, all of our land got picked. And from that point forward, without us even knowing, without our township officials knowing, probably without even some of our legislative people knowing, we were targeted by people that have billions and billions of dollars. But guess what? We've got home court advantage, people. Yeah. We've got home court. I wake up every morning, I have my coffee and I look at that data center, and then I get ready for work and I go down the road and I'm in the office that borders another side of the data center. We've got a daycare that is right next to encapsulated lithium, terrible soil that's going to get blown on as they start to build the pad for this data center hookup. I mean, it is insane that we're doing this to children. There was so much already said that I don't know if I really need to repeat a whole lot of it. Everyone did such a good job. But I want to say that I was never notified. I never got a letter saying show up at your local meeting, because guess what? East Whiteland doesn't have that law. The fact that we have a nature trail next to an industrial site, guess what? East Whiteland doesn't have that law. Hey, your decibel level is going to be 65 decibels during the day, and at night, it's going to be 60 decibels. Do you know that the World Health Organization says that for health and wellness, we need to sleep with 35 to 40 decibels? Guess what? East Whiteland Township doesn't have a law for that either. So here we are today, and it's not just today, it's not just this fight for data centers, it's all of us getting involved at the grassroots level and running for office or showing up at meetings. I mean, I was at the zoning board meeting last night. They were like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm just keeping you guys, I'm watching you all. So we all have to get involved at every single level. We do. And this is not just about data centers, right? This is about like corruption and lawmakers that I frankly just challenge their intelligence. And we have to get involved, and we have to see this through, not only with the data center, but later on with our own ordinances. These curative amendments, they're not any better than the data centers. We have to have good good laws, people. And again, it's a commonwealth. We all have responsibility here. It's not just voting, which is a good start. It's not just supporting your elected officials, which is a really great start. It's about showing up, going to your meetings, and making changes when your lawmakers and other officials, like was said before, are not doing it. I really thank you for your time today, and I'm gonna say, I think we have some really wonderful speakers behind me here. Yes, Katie Muth. What? Katie Muth's in the house. This woman has done more for East Whiteland Township than any of our elected officials have. Katie Muth for governor.
Good afternoon. I am elated to have so many special guests here behind me in the Senate. You are in the building of the people. This is your building, after all. Pennsylvania stands at a critical crossroads in this moment. We are being told that hyperscale AI data centers and their associated infrastructure built out here in our Commonwealth is a sign of progress, a sign of economic growth. We are told that they're necessary for economic development and national security. I don't know about you, but building a data center in front of a nuclear power plant sort of defies that idea of national security protection, but I digress. We are told that these are inevitable. They're coming. You better just be ready because they're getting built no matter what. What I'm asking today is very simple. Who is this progress for? And at whose expense? If these projects are truly safe and beneficial, then somebody show me somewhere in the United States of America, which has more data centers than any other country on this planet, where the magical non-harmful data center is. If we have 4,000 some data centers in our country, where is that hyperscaler that doesn't cause air pollution, that doesn't cause noise pollution, that doesn't eat up everyone's water? Where is it? Somebody point me on a map. I'm happy to go visit. I would love to see that data center that's built responsibly. That's a term in this building I hear often. Well, Senator Muth, don't you support responsible data center development? I don't know what that means in this building because not a single bill, regulation, suggestion, voluntary opt-in of a grid standard includes anything that protects the public from the health harms from these massive industrial projects. Massive industrial projects. And I want to just use my time to caution the public. These people behind me probably already know much of this, but it's important to share this very important information, and it's important you become the people who question everything. Why? Because we're being told that, oh, well, we're going to require real-time monitoring of the water usage. Who is actually doing a study statewide to see if we have enough water for living beings that is clean and drinkable? Nobody. Nobody, right? And I hate to break it to everybody, I have in my house this thing called a flow monitor, and I didn't install it. It came with the house, and it tells me every gallon of water out of every water fixture that I use. So if you want to have self-reporting by data centers, why are we requiring real-time monitoring of any of this when technology is already available, including air emissions at the fence line, including noise and sound pollution? All of this could be done in real time, right? Why is it not required? Why is it just self-reporting? Pennsylvania's long history of self-reporting has caused legacy pollution to the point where we are the #1 state in this country for the most Superfund sites. What an award to have, huh? What an award to have. Exactly, Boo is right. Pennsylvania has a long history of extracting wealth from our Commonwealth while leaving taxpayers to clean up the damage is lengthy. We have thousands of legacy pollution sites every day. Pretty much, you can, every Friday, take a look in the PA Bulletin and see how many new brownfields have been created in the Commonwealth because of leaks of frack wastewater on a well pad. Read it every Friday, it'll blow your mind. And just so you know, building on these contaminated sites as suggested by our president, our US Senator, and our governor, well, we're gonna build these data centers on brownfields and Superfund sites. They are not required to be remediated to the health-wide standard prior to construction, and you need to know that. And you need to tell your neighbors that, because if dirt moves that's contaminated, it's coming in your windows, your HVAC, your lungs, your kids' lungs. That is simply unacceptable. Simply unacceptable. Residents are now going to be forced not only to live next to a new industrial monstrosity, but also the pollution left behind by the last one. None of the standards and the bills coming out requires decommissioning of these sites to be a part of approval, which means that these big dollar, big tech bros clean up their mess when they're done using our Commonwealth. None of it. There's decommissioning and bonding for solar farms, but not for hyperscale data centers. Big problem, right? We are sick of paying the bill, and guess what? We all know we're paying the bill. So not only do I have legislation for a 3-year moratorium that is mandatory statewide, no opt-out. Right. SB 1359 doesn't allow for a municipality over here to say, I don't want to do this, and you end up being built next to this. Municipal lines do not care. Pollution, all of this, pollution will travel well beyond municipal lines. Harmful air particulate can travel 100-some miles. Infrasound can travel 10+ miles. What is the safeguard that is a guarantee from all industrial harm? Distance. And why is there not a protective, health-based, not industry-based, I know there's a lot of industry here today, health-based standard as to how close these massive industrial sites can be built next to where we live, where we sleep, where we work, where we play. In Senate District 44, there are data centers proposed within 400 feet of daycares, of long-term care facilities where veterans live, where people live in neighborhoods. So now, because you let all this get built, or you suck up all the farmland to what? To build data centers? And so we cannot continue this piecemeal operation, right? We are feverishly, this crew behind me, you're all a bunch of sleuths. You're all a bunch of researchers. You're all a bunch of people dedicated to the cause, because give yourselves a round of applause. They get it. They see the notices coming out. All these public notices, we're feverishly checking. When's the next proposal popping up? When is the next warehouse magically now approved to be a data center? Warehouses are not data centers. Let me just make it loud and clear for the people in this room that is a simple, total deceit of public trust by allowing that to happen, and it is happening more often than not. So if you see a golf course, a warehouse, you should think, is that going to become a data center? Watch who buys up the land. We also have a bill for ratepayer protection, because in case you missed it, and I'm sure you haven't, every month your electric bill's gone up every single year for the last 5-6 years. Why? Your service hasn't changed. Your usage hasn't changed. Why are we forced to subsidize the transmission and distribution costs for infrastructure build out for hyperscale data centers? Why? Why? The people in this building have to understand that you are who they work for. This is who you work for, the public. You took a job to serve and protect the public. Not PECO, not PP&L, not Marcellus Shale Coalition, not Amazon, and they're not having it. So if you think we're gonna sit by and let us live next to massive high voltage power lines, massive hyperscale data centers, and then also foot the bill for it, you're out of your mind. We will not accept this. The public is long overdue for some real transparency, and filing right to knows has been a saving grace for these people, and I appreciate every single person who has taken the time and energy to actually file these requests for information. You shouldn't have to. This should all be publicly available. This should all be discussed in public, not behind closed doors. The lesson of Pennsylvania's industrial history is clear. When government fails to ask hard questions at the beginning, communities pay the price for generations. We cannot afford to repeat those mistakes, not with our water, not with our air, not with our families and our communities, and not with our future, because why? Pennsylvania is not for sale. And now, can I introduce them? Oh, Jenny can, okay. I would like to now introduce the Crown Prince of Right to Know requests in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Dr. Colby West. Thank you, sir, for being here today.
Woo. All right. Thank you all for letting me be a part of this. Crown Prince, that was a good one. So my name is Colby Westner, a pediatrician from rural Montour County. In fall of 2025, Talon Energy, which owns a natural gas power plant in our area, under the secrecy of non-disclosure agreements and deceit towards the public, attempted to rezone nearly 900 acres of farmland to industrial use for the sole purpose of aiding an Amazon data center campus. That project wasn't revealed to our community because they wanted to be truthful. It was revealed because our community figured it out through various right-to-know law requests. Talon Energy and Amazon wanted to operate in the dark. The community of Montour County had to force their intentions into the light. During that process, those same right-to-know law requests revealed information of how incredibly cozy our governor and his administration are with Amazon and the data center industry. The only thing I haven't been able to find yet is where and when he sat down with big tech to make friendship bracelets. I suspect it occurred on July 15th because Amazon CEO Matt Garman wrote to Shapiro saying, "I truly appreciate you and your team's tireless support to enable Amazon's $20 billion investment in the Keystone State." Since Governor Shapiro has been incredibly absent in meeting with the public, the rest of my speech is meant solely for him. Let's start with a memo from April 24, 2025, when your newly formed Transformation and Opportunity Office wrote to Amazon explaining all the key advantages of the Fast Track program and how the office is ready to adapt to your needs. In that email, your Office of OTO wrote that the Enhanced Permit Coordination Framework was established specifically for Amazon development projects within Pennsylvania. The letter is signed, and I quote, "We are fully committed to providing the highest level of service, accountability, and urgency to meet project needs and ensure Amazon receives timely, predictable outcomes." That memo then describes the DEP issuing significant violations for earth-moving activity at Salem Township, and other documents reveal civil penalties for the process in which Amazon poured their concrete slabs for diesel fuel tank platforms. Experimenting with a fast-track program that was expanded to give Amazon confidence control for large-scale industrialization with yet-to-be-known environmental implications is not leadership. In my field, that's called malpractice and short-sightedness. And if you want to know a very ironic thing about the earth-moving violations, that memo states that Amazon acknowledged the violation was a result of using an out-of-state contractor unfamiliar with Pennsylvania's environmental regulations. You know, the jobs you are touting are being reserved for Pennsylvanians. Let's pivot to your recently announced grid standards. First vaguely announced in your budget address, it has become readily apparent that these announced standards were likely largely influenced by your new best friends, Amazon and the Data Center Coalition. Your administration wanted to make sure the principles were workable for Amazon. And in fact, your Secretary of Community and Economic Development told AWS that the principles are intended to be voluntary, and the governor is not proposing to ban or even discourage data centers or other large loads that don't agree to implement them. So grid is your PR stunt to attempt to show concern, but behind the scenes making sure your friendship bracelets stay firmly in place with big tech. That's not leadership, that's duplicity. In the newly announced grid standards, you boast that complying with those measures will allow for tax benefits as it relates to the purchase of data center equipment, failing to mention that currently, Pennsylvania widely offers this sales tax exemption to these billion-dollar tech companies. Just yesterday, the House Finance Committee finally moved Greg Vitale's bill out of committee that would ultimately repeal this massive sales tax exemption. When are you going to publicly announce that you support repealing this sales tax exemption for billion-dollar companies? When are you going to advocate that repealing this exemption should receive the full support of your party and demand that this bill gets on your desk to sign? I know Amazon is interested in taking advantage of this because on July 30th, 2025, Amazon wrote to the state inquiring how to fill out the exemption application with the Department of Revenue for their Klein Township and Hazel Township projects. Your counterparts in other states have learned the lesson, as Ohio, Illinois, and Arizona have recently repealed this massive tax break. Until you follow in their footsteps, it is apparent the governors of those other states are better suited for a run to the White House. Their leadership represents the will of the people. Your leadership represents corporate loyalty and big tech handouts. A local government toolkit that accompanied the grid standards also specifically mentions proposed state legislation seeks to standardize zoning treatment, expedite or centralize permitting, and in some cases shift siting and energy-related approvals to state agencies or new authorities. I would suspect this is referring to House Bill 502, introduced and co-sponsored by 39 members of your party that would preempt local decisions. That's not leadership. That's totalitarianism and a dictatorship. As we celebrate the nation's 250th anniversary, perhaps you need a reminder of one of the most powerful phrases in the Declaration of Independence, which reads, "Governments are instituted among men, deriving their powers from the consent of the governed." Get off social media, get out in the communities, and you will quickly realize the people of this Commonwealth do not consent to how you are representing us. I sincerely hope that you either change your ways or the rest of this state and the nation learn of how big of a farce you truly are.
Thank you, Colby. And I want to introduce someone who's been a quiet force in northeastern Pennsylvania on the data center fight, uniting communities, connecting the dots, connecting people and organizations. My friend, Annie Vinatieri.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a tough act to follow, Colby. Kind of just took all the thunder there. Thank you, Senator Muth and Senator Brown and Representative Walsh. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Annie Vinatieri. I live in northeastern Pennsylvania, Luzerne County, about an hour from Scranton and about 2 hours from Philly. Part of the justice is witnessing it. Those words were spoken to me by a friend recently, and I can't get them out of my head. Where I live, they bore witness to it 140 years ago when a settler said, "This rich valley, it bewilders the eye of the traveler as he descends. The vision's beautiful. I lingered, enjoying the dreams spread out beneath me." But something dark has descended on our state and on my region. This darkness is an existential threat. Part of the justice is witnessing it. I witnessed it last week as I went driving through the most haunting and dystopian landscape I have ever seen. Along the Susquehanna River in Salem Township, where Amazon and Blackstone QTS data centers are being constructed, these fast-track DEP, that's great stuff, Governor. These fast-track DEP sites were once thriving farms. That's the heartland of our country. It's the heartland of our state, okay? They were teeming forests, bountiful waterways, and sleepy, idyllic country homes. You know what made me really choke up? And I choked up a couple times. The homes with plywood smacked on the windows, the empty children's swing set, the abandoned chicken coop, the caution, children at play sign, but there's no children. The note left in a homeowner's window, it was recounting their 55 years of memories there. Part of the justice is witnessing it. I have incredible community friends like Doreen, Jeff, John Zola. Thank you, John Zola. He has incredible leadership in our area with Alliance to Stop the Line. My friends Erica, Lisa, Ed, Jill, Andy, and so many more. Some of them face data centers as close as 200 feet from their home, or massive PPNL 500 kilovolt transmission lines with 240-foot, just wrap your mind around that, 240-foot high poles through their properties by eminent domain. That's going before the PUC right now, but for private use, by the way. All for private corporate profit to power data centers. That's right. And this nightmare is their reality, but they are not backing down from the fight. Part of the justice is witnessing it. Witness with me these communities in my area under threat. Klein Township, Schuylkill County, Amazon Web Services, less than 1 mile from a federally designated EPA Cancer Cluster Superfund site. But it's in the governor's fast track program. Do you know what they did back in January in Klein Township? In 1 day, they did permit transfers from warehouse use to data center use. 1 day, same day. Thanks, Governor. Hazel and Sugarloaf Townships, where hundreds of acres of virgin forest have been stripped bare and there are dozens of residences nearby. Project Hazelnut, because it's not going to happen. That's another Amazon Web Services one. They've tried to keep that undercover. PPL is involved there. And North Point Development, who I'd love to add, has donated over $100,000 to Governor Shapiro's re-election campaign just this spring alone. That's it, yeah. Yeah, thief is right. Salem Township, nearly 7,000 acres of beautiful land slated for more fast-track destruction, where millions of gallons of diesel for generators will be stored in close proximity to a nuclear plant, creating a potential nightmare scenario for people living in that EPZ. That's no joke, folks. I live in that 10-mile zone, and that is scary. Hollenbach Township, yeah, and the wildlife. Hollenbach Township, a legal mess driven by greedy land brokers, but that community remains strong. They're doing everything in their power to protect the integrity of their pristine area. Denise, I know you're here somewhere. Hollenbach. There are more. Banks, Butler, Nescapec Township and Borough, Mifflin, Briar Creek, Center Union, Black Creek, and the list goes on. That's not even an exhaustive list, people. That's the crazy part. Today, I urge every single staffer, policymaker, appointed or elected official, all of you industry people, it's great you're here today. I'm so glad you're able to hear this, those that haven't packed up and left. I would just like to urge you to support a statewide moratorium plus common sense, enforceable companion bills that will mitigate this predatory corporate welfare scam. It's not just your business, it's our lives. Governor Shapiro, you told Amazon executives in an email that your door is always open for them. That's lovely. Do the people get the same treatment? No more wimpy ratepayer protections and playing footsie with big tech. Enough of the lip service. And big energy, you can take your power purchase agreements and shove it where the sun don't shine. Part of the justice is witnessing it. We bear witness today, and we demand justice today. And I would like everyone now to sing with me, because we're all angry, we're all worked up, but I want to remind everyone with a little bit of song. Music is an amazing thing, and this was good old Woody Guthrie. I think you know it. We're just going to sing real quick the verse that everyone knows. This land is your land. You guys know this. Okay, we're just going to sing it twice. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. One more time. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Woo! God bless you.
Okay, I'm not following that up with singing. Okay, we have one more speaker. His name is Sam Burley. And I mean, you talk about a David and Goliath fight. Small township in the smallest county in Pennsylvania took on not just Talon Energy, but Amazon Web Services, and won. Sam.
I didn't write a single thing down. So who knows where this will go?
Oh, wait. Speak up. You have 3 minutes.
I have 3 minutes. I won't need them. I won't need them.
They'll kick us out.
Here's the thing. You've heard everybody talking about our government not doing what they're supposed to, right? We have a few elected officials that are standing up with us, standing up for us, and need our support. All right? Those that are not standing with us, there is no fence. There is no neutral ground. You are either for a data center or you're for the commonwealth of the people. All right? A letter that the Prince of Right to Knows received stated from an Amazon to Shapiro's administration said, we need to stop all of this frivolous resistance of all these people who are doing it for sport. We are not doing it for sports. We're doing it for our lives. All right? So it's important. You can't count on 1 or 2 elected officials to do it. You have to count on everybody getting behind those officials, standing up with them, and taking the fight to those who don't want it. In Moratorium County, Anthony Township, smallest county in Pennsylvania, we found out that size doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. People are what actually matters. We got together and we started forming a coalition to go after it. Amazon, Talon Energy. It's going to happen. we'll just take over anyway. You might as well give in. Bullshit. We did not accept that. We weren't going to accept that. And we started doing our diligence. And the end result was none of it happened. We actually won that very first battle. But just like all these other townships, they didn't stop. They're waiting for us to bear down and wear down and no longer be involved. It's not going to happen. Are we going to let it happen? That's right. We're going to stand fast. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to make it real. We're going to take it to them. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how big they are. I don't care who's backing them, whether it's Shapiro or whomever. It doesn't matter. It's the people of the Commonwealth that matter. It's all of you sitting here. It's all of you behind the cameras. It's all of them sitting in the wings of this building. We're all Pennsylvanians. Read the Article 1, Section 27 of the Pennsylvania Constitution, the law. People have a right, and it's given to us by the Constitution of the state. The Commonwealth has a right. We need to tell them that. All right? So, all the senators that are doing a bang-up job on our behalf, honestly, it's their job. And they're doing a damn good job of it. It's also the governor's job. Amazon did not hire the governor. They didn't vote for him. Talent Energy didn't vote for him. Western Hospitality Partners, DA Data Center Partners, QTS Blackstone, none of them voted for our governor. It's the people of the Commonwealth that voted him in. We hired him, we can fire him. So, get fired up, get a group together, and let's start making it move. All right? Get behind the officials that are supporting us and go against the ones that are not. We, the people, have rights, and our voices need to be heard. And thank goodness there's organizations, I don't know how many of them are represented today, that are here, that are doing just that. Get behind them. Do what you can to support them, and let's make it happen. All right?
Thank you, Sam. Okay, I'm gonna. We do have rights. I'm going to close it off here now. I want to point out a stat that I was just handed. So right now in Pennsylvania, there are 124 proposals for data centers, not data centers, but data center projects. And these people all know that that means a whole lot more than one data center, campuses of them. And I would remiss if I didn't point out, we have folks here from Archbald, Pennsylvania. Archbald is arguably the hardest hit community in Pennsylvania. 6 data center projects proposed, totaling over 50 hyperscale data centers in 17 square miles. Their population is only 7,000. That's what those folks are facing. So right now, communities across Pennsylvania are doing the work that Harrisburg refuses to do. They are standing up to big tech data centers to protect their water, their land, and their right to decide what happens in their own towns. Now we need our state legislators to do their jobs. So we are going to leave this rotunda, this beautiful place that's supposed to be for us, and we are all going to go pay some visits to our legislators. We are going to be telling them that we need a statewide data center moratorium, a real one. We need a real one, not a fake one that is just something we already have. And by hitting pause, it gives people a fighting chance, and it stops the state from letting corporations decide the future of our communities and our Commonwealth behind closed doors. So all of you, if you have any questions about where to go, we're going to be congregating. Well, Robin has more pamphlets. If you didn't get one, if you're unsure of where you're going, we are going to congregate over here, and we have until 4:30 where we're going to meet out by the fountain again for some last congregation before we all head home to all our communities. But thank you all. Thank you all for being here from the press. Thank you. Thank you all, you beautiful people. You are the silver lining in this fight. Thank you.